Good evening, guys. This is Ben Mookie Thomas, and I'm doing question and answer with Mookie at Christmas time. I did this, I guess I couldn't think of how to do a video or what to do a video on, and some people review, and I just can't give a shit about zippers and stuff like that. So I was like, well, what am I even gonna make a video about? And someone said, hey, ask your fans what they want to hear. So I like to do videos predominantly on fan questions and friend questions, actually. So here we are. Let's get started. Alex Kuhune, and this guy's a friend of mine, but I still can't pronounce it. Like Kuehne. He works for the Veterans Administration in Nashville. If you're a veteran and you've been injured, you need help with the VA, he's a great dude. He's on my Facebook, Alex Kuhune. He'd be more than willing to help you out. So look him up. Who are your historical inspirations? Gilbert Lafayette. Lafayette was an American general, born a French aristocrat, cousin of the King of France. You really need to learn about him. In my opinion, my son, it was fun. Jesse Robinson, how do you feel about Jeremy Renner after he supported, quote, demand a plan and multiple other anti-gun campaigns after you did Hurt Locker with him? How dare you? Actually, I have to, Jeremy Renner, he's a great guy. You can't, I don't hate people or dislike people or turn my back on friends or family because I disagree with them on a social issue or a political issue. I just generally don't do it. I know Jeremy loves guns. I know he owns guns. I know that he's under a lot of pressure in his industry to have, to participate in certain things. And you also have to remember that we are a minority. Most Americans believe in what they call reasonable gun control. And those of us libertarians understand that the word reasonable is just too flexible. So I'm not mad at him at all. He's a great dude. He does more good for guns and gun rights than bad. He's a tactical response alumnus. I've trained with him. He's a good dude. Mike Lewandowski. Mike Lewandowski has a great YouTube channel. He's a science geek. He's like a physicist or some chemistry, I believe. But a really nice guy. It's called The Functional Gentleman. You should check it out. What was your proudest moment as a father, and what was the first thing you thought of the time you saw your son? The first thing I thought of when I first saw my son, my wife had been cut open, her stomach laid open for an emergency C-section. And I get that this is commonplace, but the moment they pulled my son out, and I knew that there's a rating system, 1 through 10, on the baby's health, and I heard them call out the number 9, I knew he was safe. He's fine. My wife, however, the look on her face when that man stuck his hand in his stomach, I actually ignored my son. My mother-in-law, she was head of the hospital, so she was allowed in the room. She was with my grandson, cutting the umbilical cord, all that stuff. I was concerned with my wife because her stomach was laid open. She was scared, so my first thought was for my wife. Alex Heberlin. When you were with Naval Special Warfare, that SEAL team, what was your favorite mode of transportation? I loved skydiving, and I didn't care if we were static line or free fall, whatever. I loved it. I actually prefer in the ocean, ocean landings, but that was my favorite by far. I did not like long distance dives. That was the thing I liked least. Angel Ramirez, what do you miss most about being a security contractor overseas? Money. Mac Fagans, another good dude, what's your opinion on immigration? My opinion is this. Look, I love Mexicans. This thing has been politicized into an argument about bigotry. Like, oh, you're a bigot if you're strong on immigration. I'm not a bigot. I love Mexicans. We need Mexicans. Everyone in America came here. Your ancestors came here for the same purpose these people are coming here. They're not all coming here to rape and do bad things, blah, blah, blah. They're the vast majority are great people and they're an asset to this country. However, we should have an immigration law that is at least comparable to every other country on earth. Japan, you know what their immigration law is? You can't do it. They don't care. You should read it. It should be at least a reasonable control. Like just because you have a nice house doesn't mean you let anyone walk through the front door. I think that's it, man. And to be honest, I'll just be honest. I don't think we should allow Muslims to enter this country. Historically, Islamic immigrants bring trouble, violence. They don't come to conform or join our society or thrive in our society. They come to change it. And this just isn't their place. There's caliphates, there's Islamic nations, Islamic homelands all over the world. Why don't they just find one of them? Aaron Seaton, another good dude down in South Florida. What is it that you actually do at Spikes? Man. That's a funny question. First they called me a brand ambassador. Then come to find out brand ambassador typically is just some pretty chick with big boobs who holds a gun and, a gun bunny, someone you don't take seriously. I influence design in terms of function, like what we need guns to be doing. I speak with customers. I get direct feedback from trainers, from special operations people, what they want guns to be doing. So I guess you could say I created an immediate connect from our engineering and design staff with the customer. Instead of creating products and trying to tell the customers that they need it or that they'd like it, I find out what they need and what they like, and they get the engineers to deliver. Okay, Ken Goodwin, Corporal Goody, YouTube channel. This dude, oh man, Mookie, you need to put up new videos, dog. Everybody wants to see a new video. Corporal Goody, put up a video. Corporal Goody, if he were ever to put up his YouTube channel, he would be a superstar. My man. James Price. Why did you ban me from Get Off the X forum in 2008? Bro, when I read this, I was shocked. James Price is my boy. Evidently you weren't my boy in 2008. I'm sorry, dude. I don't know what you did. You probably fucked up real bad. Nah, 2008, that was a rough time. You could have just been in, I don't know. I'm sorry, dude. That's funny that I banned you, considering we're homeboys. But bye, Felicia. Brian Jacobson, are you still planning on taking Fighting Pistol in Titusville in January? No, I have to go to SHOT Show in Las Vegas, so I won't be attending that class. But I expect you to take your beautiful wife and your good-looking kids and go do that class. My wife will be looking forward to seeing you again. Dave White, who are you voting for this election? Trump. Paul Benson, if you could go back and fight in the Crusades, what would be your weapon of choice? Well, since we're using our imaginations already, a nuclear weapon. I'd let them have it. Nick Rhodes, what is the best non-big box ammo company on the market? He means like boutique ammo. Without a doubt, right now, the people that have been really impressing me, Gorilla Ammo out of Vero Beach, Florida. Lance and Jay, they really got something special down there. Especially in terms of new people on the market. Their ammo, no hot loads, everything's tight, as advertised. Their quality control is through the roof. and their ammo's available. So yeah, Gorilla ammo's really on point. That's one page down. Scott Davin, left foot braking or right foot braking? That's race car driver talk. What is your favorite race car driver, and who is your favorite race car mechanic? Caw-caw! Scott Davin, my man, my wife and I thank you. Scott Davin's one of the #1 like Formula One race car, Indy 500 type mechanics in the world, and he took us on a little vacation for the St. Pete Grand Prix. We had a great time, man. Hey, congratulations on your son, man. He kicked a lot of ass this year wrestling. Corey and Mandy White. I gotta be honest, whenever I see like a husband and wife Facebook page, I gotta be like, who cheated? I'm kidding, but not really. Corey and Mandy White. Can you give a shout out to Corey White in Idaho and how much of a badass he is? Ha ha. Corey White or Mandy, you are a badass. Thanks for writing in. Peter Jackson, when does the Mookie hair care product line come out? You think that's a fucking joke? I'm all about the total man. You know, if you're gonna do all this hero shit, you should look the hero role. Take good care of yourself. I'm actually working on a signature series of pomade. My soap sold out in 12 hours. Which, by the way, I've got another batch coming. Function over scent, but scent on point. You're gonna believe what comes next. Shannon Louder Burnett, what are your concerns raising kids with the way the world is today? Don't let the world affect the way you raise your kids. No concerns. You know what I'm saying? Raise your kids the way you should, and you can't fix the world, but one baby at a time. Josh White wants to know what my favorite fixed blade knife is. Without a doubt, K12. Gabriel Kinderconnect. I mispronounce his name all the time. Out of Mississippi. He's made me knives as far back, I guess probably 10 years now. K12 knives, the best fixed blade, especially best value for the dollar. I mean, if you got $12,000 to pay for a fixed blade knife, you might get a work of art, but you're not going to be able to use it. It's an investment. K12, that's the way to go. Colin Griffin wants to know, do you miss being in the military? Fuck no. Excuse me? Ooh, Lord. Stephen Detrick, what color lightsaber would you want to carry? Coral. Good question. David Jesse II wants to know, any plans on Spikes producing a Mookie or a Caw-caw lower? I'm sorry, Caw-caw. No, I did a signature series of rifles with the guys at Cav Arms, great people, great gun. I'm actually having a lot more joy focusing on the guns. Like when I was younger, a gun named after me that was so cool. Now we're working on a project that's heavily classified. It's going to come out this year, and someone else's dreams coming true, and working with these people to make their gun come out as they want it and as it should has been a lot more rewarding than one with my name on it. At this point in my life, I'm less interested in seeing my name in lights, so to speak, than I am in like substance of making things happen. Which is ironic since I sell soap with my name on it and T-shirts with my name on it. So I'm full of shit, I think, here on this. Yeah, I'm gonna have to move on. Mark Gordon, really nice guy as well. Where did you meet your wife? I met my wife in Orlando at one of them Panera Breads. Panera Bread in Orlando. Long story. Mike Lewandowski again. Now that you have your Submariner, do you have any other watches you're eyeballing? I would like a Cartier Boulogne. I think Boulogne stainless steel. I'd like a Cartier like banker tank in 18 karat gold with leather strap. I'd like a Panerai Radomir and a can't think of the name, but obviously you see, I do think about it. He goes, what's your favorite brand of button-down shirt? Baby, what's it called? Fashionable? Fashionable. It looks like fashionable, but it's like, they fit me right, and they're made of, you want to buy good shirts for a lot of reasons, but they spend more money on good dyes, which have brighter, longer lasting colors. So you don't have to, most of you people think you're saving money by buying a quote reasonable shirt. It looked ugly the day you bought it, you washed it, and it turned hideous. That's the fact. Buy good shirts. Just buy fewer of them and do your laundry. If you took care of your shit, you wouldn't need so much shit. You just have like 6 shits that always work. They were functional. You clean the shit, start shit, fold the shit. You know what I mean? And you have shit. You have good shit. Mike Boutwell, how do you balance your time on the road and your time with family? I don't. It's an ongoing struggle. It's not healthy. The money, it's like you never have money and free time or time with your family. They never get in the same room together. If I could make money and have time with my family and yeah, that's the perfect balance. Dakota Nichols, shout out. Robert Rodriguez, what's up? Tim Fields, have you ever considered being a firearms instructor? No, I can't fucking stand teaching class. I do not enjoy it at all. I'm terrible. Sometimes I'm real good, like I'll have a stretch where I'm real inspired and da-da-da-da. But here's the problem, I'm real passionate and I pour myself into things. And as an instructor, you got to count on all these people participating, right? It's a collaborative effort. And you only get to do as much or teach as much or train as much as they're willing to give effort to learn and retain, blah, blah, blah. So people just disappoint me. I just get frustrated. You're like, why did you even come here if you're not going to train? That's kind of how I say it. Mac Fagans, what are you most proud of? I am trying to be less proud of everything. Like, less proud in general. I'm proud of my son, though. Derek Hoagland, what color panties are your favorite to wear? Nightshade purple or electric yellow? What's funny is you think like this is like a off-color question for me. If you change panties to underwear, I would tell you purple is my favorite color. I like coral, as you heard earlier. I like bright colors, man. It's a fun place, you know. Dress it up. Shelby Edwards, another good dude. If you could tell yourself one thing at 22, what would it be? Be nicer to people. Aaron Hollins, what's up? Zachary Daniel Turner, what is your opinion on integral suppression? What he's talking about is like where the suppressor is built into and almost part of the barrel. I am not a science nerd. I'm not like a gun engineer. We have a dude who does that. Real nice guy named Tom. Our integrally suppressed weapons that we have, they run well, they suppress well, the velocities are pretty good. The problem is that, it's not versatile. You don't always need a suppressor. So, I don't know. So far, so good. We have one coming out that's incredible. Joe Brown, do you hunt with a crossbow? I don't hunt. You have inspired me to salute you for God and country. Amen. And remember Red Friday. All the people deployed. Man, thank you very much. That's very kind of you. No, I don't hunt. I went hunting for the first time in my life last year. It was hot. Shooting pigs that you can't even eat. And we were at a rich dude's place. A real nice, generous guy. And he's got this mansion with great air conditioning. But what are we doing on my vacation? Trugging through the woods in the heat with the fucking ticks. Meanwhile, air conditioning, cable television, whiskey. So, these are all rich fellas, are very successful, very smart, Their idea of a good time was to get out of the air conditioning and frolic in the fucking woods with the ticks. Ruined my vacation. They were great guys, but I'll never do that again. Southeast Traders. What has Griffin taught you about life? That I am not important. JT Thomas, another great dude. I met you at a party with a beautiful girl. Simple and to the point, he says, what is your biggest regret in life thus far? when I was young, I had a friend, he had a party, early 20s. I was a product of my time and environment and era, blah, blah. That's my caveat. Anyway, I said, this is in the 90s, I said something about fags get AIDS and that's why they're dying. And my buddy's wife instantly turned away from me, like her body changed, and my buddy looked at me and he goes, dude, my wife's brother died of AIDS. And I was so immature and so young, all that ugly shit. My response was this, something like, well, he was a fag, wasn't he? I regret that very much. I'm very sorry. Matthew May, shout out. Steve Huckins, man, your wife is in our prayers. Okay? We're thinking about you guys. We hope you have a Merry Christmas. Lucas Rizzer, how's the shoulder? I'm all fired up on Vicodin and Percocet. Actually, I got a little thing I do. I'm just be honest with you. When I get Vicodin or Percocet from a doctor, when I get the prescription, I call them the next day and say, hey, those were too strong. And I either get more Vicodin, more like something lower, or Tramadol, which I prefer over all of them. So I'm all fired up. It hurts real bad, I think. Andrew Franco, favorite president. I don't know presidents that well. I don't know. Wesley Hall has a buxom young girlfriend. She looks very nice. I put a big picture. I don't know why I put a picture of this beautiful girl on there. You should put a ring on that finger, boy. Scott Raphael, what's new at Spike's Tactical? Crusader's still doing well. It's our #1 grossing all-time product ever. Woo, caca. We have 3 new guns coming this year. After SHOT Show. I can't talk about them. It's going to be awesome. Bill Mason, what's up? Jason Ratport, Twin Unicorn Designs. Hello, my friend. Dana McClendon, Hot Crazy Matrix, my attorney. I take this serious. What's the nicest thing you can tell us about your wife? My wife is no shit the nicest person, like the most honest, good human being I've ever met in my life. Like when you get to know someone and you're intimate, you find like they're normal, they're human, and they lie to people and they do this or that. They're just human. Being with my wife, it's the opposite. Many times I've been, after years, I go, holy shit, you really mean all those things you say to people. My wife is genuinely the best person I've ever met. Doesn't mean she's easy to live with, but she's the best human being I've ever met. What has your son done that surprised you? The other day, he put a back massager on his pecker right in front of us. He just walked up with the pajamas. Them little, what's that place in the mall? All the expensive trinkets and shit. Anyway, he got one of the massagers. He's grinding on his pecker. Walked up all grinning to Mom and I. Get a room, kid. That surprised me. Jason C. Heifer. When you gonna make it up to PNW, Pacific Northwest, to run some steel with a bunch of good dudes? Really though, what's it take to be Mookie and Ben every day? Hey Jason, I would love to get up to Portland for the Rose Festival. And I'd love to meet you guys. What does it take to be Mookie and Ben every day? Adderall. Mike Lewandowski again. Golly, stalker, man. What is your advice for guys that are trying to find a quality girl? Look in quality places. I've dated every kind of person, and you never meet your wife at a strip club. Well, if you do, she'll be your ex-wife soon. It's just like food. Would you go looking through a garbage can for a meal? Message. Mark Llewell, congratulations on kicking cancer's ass like the 4th time. What's it like to have a dick like a Pringles can? Potty mouth. James Price. So this is the same dude, if you didn't catch it earlier, who said, why did you kick me off, get off the X in 2000? He's my homeboy now. for a few years now. He runs Death Valley magazine. He's legit. He's not one of these posers, contractor like myself. Only he still goes overseas and trains. He trains the guys fighting ISIS as a contractor, as a volunteer. He goes and brings medicine. Death Valley. Right now, he's raising money to send like a mission team into Iraq to work with Christians there. He's a great dude. Please support him. He says, if you don't mind, I was wondering what made you decide to enter the industry. I've always wondered why you hadn't before, considering your fame from contracting, the videos, the documentaries, the movies, etc. I always thought you were sitting on a great potential business, and the best type of business, one that doesn't hurt anyone or any other business, just you as a product. So when I saw you go public and take the community by storm, thank you, I was like, great, wonder what took him so... He says, thanks, young man. Success to your ventures. Always happy to see someone succeed. James, great dude. Thank you so much for saying that. The answer to your question is this. I had no other options. I wanted my privacy. I did not want to do this. I just wanted to be a dad and make a living. But you know, you got to do what you're best at, what your calling is. And this is mine. Justin B. Barnett. What do you carry every day and why? There is absolutely nothing that I carry every day. A lot of guys, a lot of people that are into the stuff we're into, have things that they carry every time. A particular gun, particular knife. Most people carry a wallet every day, or at least an ID. I'm probably the only person that I know of who does. There's absolutely nothing that I have to leave the house with. I have left the house with no money, no credit cards, no ID, on a trip, like on a road trip. I mean, I'm all over the place. There's absolutely nothing. How was that? Brandon Jordan. You got one of those like gay bait default pictures. Brandon Jordan, he's a buff little young feller, and he's got that, you know, like man titty picture. Wonder what that attracts. Have you always had faith? No, not at all. Jonathan Haley, my man, how are you? I will get to your question at another date. It's too big, too complex for this holiday special. Jason Rotbort, whatever, sorry. Help me with that. How do we help stop the pussification of American males? By the way, I don't like pussification because you can't say it in like a conversation with almost, you know, outside, you know, it's just, we got to come up with something that means the same that doesn't say pussy. I have 3 daughters, no sons, and my girls are more men than most grown boys. Careful with that. Next thing you know, they're wearing flannel shirts, you know what I'm saying? And then you got problems trying to find someone to make them a cake. Feel me? No, I'm kidding. That's another topic as well. Chase Hicks. Where did caca come from? I had noticed I had been to an event one time, and I saw people looking at me, and it was obvious that they recognized me, and were like, they wanted to come say hi, but for whatever reason they didn't. And it occurred to me that for grown-ass men, it's not always easy to see someone that you watch on video, you know, whatever, famous or whatever, and just go up and talk to them. Like, especially us, like, it's not just being shy, you also don't want to be rude. Like, I'm eating dinner, you might not want to come over or whatever. So caca allowed, like, if there's a big crowd of people and you see me and you can't get to me, you go caca real loud. I know the call, and I'm going to find you. And we're going to link up, and we're going to get out of here and go chit-chat. So that's actually where it started. In my head. Jared Butler, what advice would you have for someone struggling with their faith or someone who feels lost trying to get back in touch with their faith? Although this is a poignant question, I'm going to make fun of your spelling. Fir, F-I-R. Excuse me. Ooh, boy. What advice would you have for someone struggling with their faith? I don't know, man. I never struggled with it. I just didn't believe, and then I believed, and as of yet, I haven't struggled with my faith. I've struggled with like churches and preacher man, and the earthly stuff. I don't know, but Jared Butler, I'll pray for you tonight, dude. Keep faith and get through it. Tim Chabud, if the moon were made of cheese, would you eat it? Have a Merry Christmas, Mookie. I have too many questions. It would be awesome to sit down and shoot this shit with you someday. Much respect. Same to you, bro. Alan Johnson, have a quick recovery and a Merry Christmas. Happy New Year to you and your family. Same to you, bro. Nick Gonzalez, how is your recovery going? Like I said, pills. Also, Merry Christmas. Hope your family has a great holiday season. Merry Christmas to you, bro. J.P. Roth, really cool of you, bro. Thanks. Steve Huckins, can you blow my wife a kiss? You're lucky I'm married now. You wouldn't have said that to me, I was going to say 5 years ago, but longer than that ago. Can you blow my wife a kiss? Jeez. Jeremiah Nichols, thanks for everything that you do and have done. Merry Christmas. Thank you, dude. Merry Christmas, bro. Eric Singer, how many mags would you carry on an outing that might not have resupply? On an outing that, okay, we going camping? Might not have resupply. Okay, if we're at Warren, we're not going to have resupply. Obviously, you carry all the ammo, like all of it, all the mags. My typical loadout at a minimum is going to be 7 mags. Often 12, sometimes 20. Sometimes I only carry 1 mag, though. Like my truck gun, like I have a mag in it. But the answer is carry as much ammo as you can possibly carry. Let's put it this way. Water is much easier to obtain than ammunition. And when you need ammunition, water will not suffice. Brad Mead, could you explain the method of concealed carry and provide other tips and advice for good care, for concealed carry? Yeah, I carry appendix. Men don't look at other men's dicks in public. So, I can put a gun right here, and no one's ever going to notice I have a gun because it's in my dick. Men aren't going to look, oh, he's printing, look, dude's carrying a gun. They're not going to do it. All you guys who carry your guns on the back, dudes stand behind you and look at your gun all day, okay? I get it, it's more comfortable. For me, concealing the gun is more important than comfort or any of that. So I just put the little Glock 19 in my voice to tell me to move. Sorry, it's getting, is this better? Oh. Yeah, so I stick it in my crotch. So, put the gun where people are uncomfortable touching or looking. Hey, David Jeffries wants to know, what tips for Bud student wannabes? There's no tips, and you guys already know that. You've got the internet, you have all the information at your hands. Prepare and do it. It's funny, I had a chick write me, it's like some woman, her nephew wants to be a Navy SEAL. He's like 16 or 17 years old. She's writing, asking me all these questions, like this, preparing for blah, blah. I wrote her back and I said, look, I don't mean to, I know your intentions are well and you're a great mom and all, but I'm just telling you, in my experience, if someone's mom's out doing research for them, they're not going to be Navy SEALs. That's just not the case. And it actually happened in my family. My cousin called and she was like, hey, my son's, considering, he wants to know more about Navy SEALs, blah, blah, blah. Could you point him in the direction? And I know that the kind of person who really wants to be or will be successful is a self-starter. And actually, a lot of that stuff is made kind of difficult on purpose. Like, we don't go out of our way to help people because that's part of the selection process in itself. Does that make sense? Hey, Mookie, I'm back. Sorry, I had to take a leak. Tighten up the frame a little bit so you can see these teeth. Capo J, which means Captain J, wants to know, would you consider teaching a class at Tactical Response? Absolutely. James and I have been homeboys since forever. In fact, you know what? Every time you see James, or go up on his fan page and say, hey, will you get Mookie? You guys do a class, da-da-da-da-da. Could really use the money. Aaron Seaton, you could be if you could be a character in the Star Wars universe, anyone, who would you be? Grand Moff Tarkin. Oh, it says, bear in mind that you have to endure any trials and tribulations as they do. Then I would not want to be Grand Moff Tarkin because his time during his upbringing was terrible. Greg Taylor. Hey, I want to meet you, Greg. We've been talking for too long. Thank you for your service. You're welcome. My question is, if you were the Commander-in-Chief, how would you deal with ISIS abroad? Barack Obama actually says some intelligent things about how to deal with ISIS and Islamic extremism. The problem is that when he's talking about finding them jobs, that's actually a real thing. When people are disenfranchised, broke, it's easy for them to do crazy shit, is the nut of it. And, you know, when you can feed your family and everyone's happy, you're less likely to go join a radical organization and blow yourself up. But that's his only plan. No part of his plan involves destroying evil on Earth. And that's what I would do if I was Commander-in-Chief. But it's easy because I'm not. Dakota Nichols. What was your first car? And what has been your favorite car you've ever owned? My first car was a 1988 Range Rover LWB. That's a long wheelbase, big ass one. That was a lot of fun. What has been your favorite car you've owned? I have to be honest, and I leased a Ferrari 550 Maranello. I've had every Mercedes. I've had a couple BMW. I've had nice cars. I've had the most fun I've ever had owning a car is leasing a Mercedes C250. Leasing because, like, oh, you're driving a car you can't afford. No, I like to drive a new car every 2 years. So it's only sensible to lease. I'm not going to drive a car until it's a stinking hulk of shit. Generally, I only fart in a seat 300 times. So once I hit the fart limit in the seats, I'm passing that thing on to somebody else. Time to freshen up my life. But the C250, it's modestly priced. It's affordable. It's a little four-banger engine, but it's tuned, and it's got torque, and it's got twin turbo. It's fun. It's just fun to have a car that doesn't cost anything, that, you know, it's cheap, that performs really well when you want it to, has good audio. And, you know, I'm poor white trash from Ohio, come from poverty, and I have a chip on my shoulder and all the things that come with it. And I feel better showing up places in a Mercedes. I just do. It's a safe car. My wife likes it because of safety. I would like to drive Mercedes, period, exclusively, forever. Ryan Baskin. Please release more of the Mookie Militia soap bar. I will buy 50 this time. By far the best of 2015. Ryan, thank you. What's funny is I saw Fight Soap. I found out about them 2 years ago. And I was like, genius. That's genius. And I knew I wanted to be a part of it. And it was like kind of something in my head. I was like, I want to do that. So I ran into the owner of Fight Soap at a get-together. And I'm like, hey, you don't know who I am, but this is what I'm all about. And long story short, the soap sold out in 12 minutes, or 12 hours rather. My next order is going to be much larger. I took the profit from it, from the soap, and poured it into making new soap. And I don't mean just a bigger batch. I focused almost exclusively on its function. A guy who works with his hands, you got guns, there's little cuts in your hands all the time, grease, oil. You're a boxer, a wrestler, you get sweat, scrapes. Any kind of dude, you need tea tree oil You need antiseptic property and antibacterial property to soap. That's what soap is for, cleaning your skin, killing things that shouldn't be there. And that soap that I made is excellent for that purpose. But it's also well scented. And I used natural, I don't like the word organic because that sounds like a bitch as far as I'm concerned. We use real, not chemically enhanced scents. We use like real pine and things like that to scent it. But what I did now, here's how I upped the game. I took the profit. Okay, so I took the money that we spent to make it, right, and got that back, and I put that into soap, and then I took the profit, and I bought a $900 bottle of Creed Aventus cologne. This is a cologne company that all they do is cologne. If you wear cologne from a fashion company or any company that does anything other than cologne, you're clothing shit. You don't even know that you're wearing shit. Creed, go check it out. It's incredible. Anyway, this stuff is oil-based. It's so, they put alcohol in cheap shit. You spray it on, smells real intense, and then it evaporates, and an hour later you smell like a Bangladeshi hooker. Your more expensive, higher quality ones have a lot of oil in them. And the one that we bought is complete oil. Okay? The scent is... Anyway, we're pouring that right into the batch. Feel me? Smell like $1,000,000. Smell like money and power. So I'm glad you like the soap. You want to buy 50, you could buy 50, keep 25, take 25 to the secondary market and double the price. You can trade these things for higher their value. The second that sale was over and all the bars were gone, you could have sold each bar for $20. Think about it. Casey Dennington, what is your favorite steak cut? I like bone-in ribeyes. I think that's my favorite. And your favorite Scotch, whiskey, bourbon. As long as it's a good drinkable one, I'm happy with it. I don't have any favorites. Pierre Joseph Camel, are you a fan of Scotch? Yes. Nick Weinstrower, he's got one of those little weird beards them hipsters have, them chubby ones, where it's like, it's a beard here, but not over there. It's pretty wild. What is your favorite kind of pizza? Cacao, brother. Please, hey, shave that. I know it's hip right now, and you look cool for them 20-year-old girls, but you're not gonna want pictures of that looming 20 years from now. Favorite kind of pizza? Pepperoni. I'm simple. My favorite pizza on earth is from a small town called Warren, Ohio, and they have a place that's been making pizza since Prohibition, since the 1930s, and it's called Sunrise. And they make a pizza. I shit you not. It's like a cake almost of pizza. It's incredible. Wesley Hall ironically asked the same question just next. What do you like on your pizza? Pepperoni. I also like peppers. The only thing I really don't like hamburger. I don't know. Not in a hamburger on my pizza. Scott Gaston, thanks for setting the fatherhood bar so high for the rest of us tactical dads. Caw and Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Scott. Good to hear from you. Nicholas Asquith. Is that really your name? Asquith? Merry Christmas. Keep kicking arse and oh, you're English. Good day, mate. Oh, wait, that's Anyway, Merry Christmas to you. Steve Hatley, Merry Christmas. Thanks for the hard work. This is not hard work. I've done hard work, and I bet you do hard work. This is not hard work. But thank you, bro. McKay Louder. I haven't heard from you in years, motherfucker. What is your favorite fountain pen? You already know I get along with this guy. I have to say, I got into Mont Blanc, because the status, and, and they're beautiful, and I have one, and I'm proud of it, and it's the one I would show people. But Dana McClendon turned me on to a Namiki, a Namiki, a 1982 Namiki, and man, it is my favorite fountain pen. So I think they cost like $120. Dana gave it to me as a present. The Namiki, it's great. I'm tired of all the rollers. Yes, roller bowls suck. Hope your family's doing well. I hope your family's doing well. Okay? It's good to hear from you, McKay. Nesto Marley, what are your hobbies and interests outside the gun industry? Pretty much anything that's expensive and esoteric. Matt Dorr, what is your favorite holster? Again, NSR and Green Force Tactical. There was a company who I used to, they were one of the first, most innovative companies. They made them Kydex holsters. And they had turned out to be the biggest pieces of shit in the industry. I would never say their name because good people do work at that company. But anyway, Green Force Tactical, NSR. I'm sorry, I'm real tired. It's like 10 o'clock at night. But shooting a video, it's been kind of stressful. You know, it's the day before Christmas Eve. It's my wife shaking her head like, run-on sentence. Oh, shit. Michael Lebrano. When are we having the Najaf reunion? Obviously, Mike was there with me in Najaf. I miss you, dude. Zeb Jones. Any good stories post shoulder surgery? Had my pec tendon reattached October. I actually had the same surgery on my other chest. I had this rotator cuff and my pec was torn. All my wife could talk about for a couple of weeks were some of the conversations we had on the ride home. Apparently, well, the shit I say when I'm high or drunk is nothing. It's when I'm angry. My wife, this is. She's happy I'm all docile. I have very little recollection of anything she brings up. I'm glad you had a good time. I hope you recover well. All right. Matthew Easterling wants to know what the most beautiful place I've been to. People do ask me, like you mentioned in your post, what's the worst place you've ever been? Worst place, worst. That's easy. The most beautiful. I shit you not. I was in a resort in one of those infinity pools in Jordan on the Dead Sea, watching the sunset over the Dead Sea and the sun setting behind Israel. That was awesome. The sunsets over Baghdad. That's shocking. The desolation of I was up on a mountain in California, of all places, Mount Whitney, I think it was, and a cloud came over, and we were completely enveloped in it, and the snow was there, and then it was white around us, and then dark. It was, I don't know, lots of beautiful things. Hawaii's so beautiful so consistently that you get sick of it. Like, you'll come out one day and you're just like, another fucking rainbow. Kind of steals the joy. You shouldn't experience that. Jonathan Andrews, shout out. Yeah, man, how are you? Merry Christmas. Rob Hodge, I want to say Merry Christmas to you, bro. Linkovich Chomsky, what made you turn to Christianity? That's a video for another day. I don't know if I'll ever do that. Jonathan Andrew, I already said that. Ansel Robinson, Schwell. Schwell, my friend, is going through some tough stuff right now with physical. You're in my prayers. Your family's in my prayers. We need you to get healthy so you can get out and do all the good work you do at Big 3. And with your YouTube stuff. He says, how the hell do you top your impact on the industry from 2015? Thank you. I got really lucky. Let's be honest. That was pretty good. Scott Kaleha, how did you get your nickname Pyro? A lot of people don't know that my real nickname is Pyro from before it was me. I did something really stupid with explosives. Brian Bow, Kaka, how are you, buddy? Hey, okay, so Joe Thacker wants to know if I'm coming down to Southwest Florida for a visit. I absolutely will. I look forward to seeing you soon, buddy. Justin Ateris, what's your drink of choice? Club soda, I swear to you. One time we were talking about drinks, and this old guy just out of nowhere goes, he's drinking with us, cocktails, and he goes, water. Water's the best drink in the world, period. The best alcohol would be something that tastes just like water. And he's right, it's the most refreshing thing on earth. And the only thing more refreshing to me than cool, crisp water when you want it is club soda. Chip Beefman, are you going to reintroduce the Mookie War Break? Chip, that tells me that you and I go way back. There is a muzzle break that I did with Sean Nealon, one of the best gun builders in the world, and Cavalry Arms, and we called it the Mookie War Break. Actually, he designed the whole thing and I just put my name on it, let's just be honest. It is the best muzzle brake ever made. And I you know what, I should bring that up with my boss. Why don't you call Spikes and say, hey man, get Mookie to do the war break again. I think it was the best break I've ever used, period, before or since. Unfortunately, it's no longer available. Will Hendrickson wants to know what James Yeager's beard smells like when we cuddle. His beard smells like your wife's. No, I'm just kidding. That is a funny question. Reed Lindenauer wants to know, what do you think the most important self-defense aspect to train practice regularly? Situational awareness. Being aware of where you're at, who's around you, what people are doing. Situational awareness has gotten me out of harm's way infinitely more times than, hard skills, gunfighting and shit like that. Making good choices. You're somewhere and then all of a sudden the tension changes and you see people moving and you just decide to leave. So situational awareness. I'm Mookie. I want to thank you guys for making 2015 such an extraordinary year for both me personally and for Spikes Tactical. Your support on our Crusader project was overwhelming. I just want to thank all of you for watching my YouTube videos, for participating in my charity giveaways, for buying my junk, my stickers and stuff. That means a lot to me, dude. It's awesome. It helps me afford the opportunity to care for my family the way that I want to. And anyway, thanks for tuning in, and I will catch you next time. Caw-caw!